Welcome to another cinema review. This is David B. Hepburn, and in this edition of Cinema Review, I'm going to review the Marvel hit film of this year, Fantastic Four: First Steps. It was directed by Matt Shakman, who directed other stuff that I don't think anyone cares about enough, but, so let's get into it. So, we start off, we're celebrating, so actually this takes place in another universe, not the same one, another one, where it's always the 1960s. And right now, they're celebrating the 4th anniversary of the Fantastic Four, which is logically clever. We then see the origin story. It's fine, but it's not really anything to care about if you already know it. But anyway, also beginning in the film, we also see that Sue Storm is pregnant for the first time. And apparently it was revealed that, she and Mr. Richards, who are both played by Vanessa Kirby from Hobbs & Shaw and Pedro Pascal from The Wild Robot, Mandalorian, Last of Us, all that stuff. They've been trying for 2 years before giving up, but then, well, it came, so that's cool. Anyway, they then fast forward to, basically, it's now random stuff. There's Sunday dinner, the Thing, has a crush on a teacher played by Natasha Lyonne from Poker Face, all that stuff. And, you have a lot of iconic moments. Then we got Herbie, played by Matthew Russell Wood, aka General Grievous. And also, Johnny is played by Joseph Quinn. And the Thing is played by Eben Mosh Bardrith, or whatever his name is. He's from The Bear, if you watch that show. Anyway, so Herbie, and Mr. Fantastic, they prepare for the baby with benches and houseproofing. And during this time, we also get a cool reference or pop culture product placement thing where Johnny Storm has an action figure inside of Lucky Charms, which, fun fact, was adapted in real life by Walmart, online exclusive, so thank you, Walmart. Who knew? Speaking of merchandise, the film doesn't have many toys, or as much toys as we expected. There's like Hulk hands, there's a Herbie thing, there's a few Lego sets that are still vintage-like, which are probably the best ones. But they do have good snack vessels. There's a Herbie one that carries everything, popcorn, drinks, candy. There's a Galactus one that glows. There's the Fantastic Car, which is the most iconic one of any movie this year. There's other ones, but those are the three that people care most about. Anyway, moving on. So then it's Halloween, people are dressed up as the Fantastic Four, or a lot of people are, justifiably speaking, and justifiably so. But then a female Silver Surfer, played by Sarah Niles, comes out and says that Galactus, who is played by Ralph Ineson, he's going to eat up the planet. Everyone's panicking, so the Fantastic Four decide, you know what, we're gonna confront this man, right? So they go to his planet, and then he agrees to spare the planet in exchange for the about-to-be-born son. But they refuse, so Galactus still is going to eat the planet, and he does some powers which causes, the Invisible Woman, or Sue Storm, to go into labor. We then get probably the best childbirth scene and or moment in any form of cinema. I mean, they're trying to fight this alien while she's giving birth. That's pretty cool. That's like the best scene in the movie. So then, they tell the public their problem, and they're pretty mad at first because, they don't want their planet destroyed. But then one speech from Sue Storm later, and everything's back to normal, So then they decided to try a little portal system where they can transport the Earth somewhere where Galactus won't find them. But sadly that fails. And so then Johnny Storm, who may or may not have a crush on the Silver Surfer, he confronts her with her origin story, which is that she became the Silver Surfer to save her own planet from Galactus. So then, but after that fails, they decide to, maybe lure Galactus in with the son, whose name is, what's his name? Oh, Franklin. They use Franklin as innocent bait, and they lure Galactus in, and it works, and everyone else is underground, in an underground city for safety, with the Mole Man, portrayed by occasional wrestler, and the real-life voice of embarrassment, Paul Walter Hauser. And so, it fails at first, but then it succeeds because Sue Storm decides to risk her life to use her force to, and the Silver Surfer helps too, to put Galactus back in his place. She sadly dies, but it turns out that Franklin's powers is to revive people, and she gets revived. Yeah, there's a thing in the film where it's unknown if Franklin has powers or not, which is pretty cool. I mean, imagine if we had our own version of Franklin in real life. Michael Jackson would still be alive, a lot of people would still be with us, And it'll be used in an innocent, healthy way, not in a toxic exploitation way. Obviously, no. Obviously, that's not gonna happen. But, yeah. So then the Fantastic Four are now the Fantastic Five, and we had a cute scene where people are which is also relatable for parents, which, they're trying to figure out the car seat and stuff, and, and that's it. Then we get the Doctor Doom end credits stuff. Can't wait for Doomsday. Yeah, that was Fantastic Four First Steps. Out of all the films I've seen in 2025 so far, this is the best one. And it had the best marketing. I mean, I love the product tie-ins. I like the cereal stuff. I like the Little Caesars one was my favorite. I like the Snapple, Shrew all that stuff. That was pretty cool. So yeah, that's the best film I've seen so far in 2025. Could change, could not, but yeah. This is David B. Hepburn with another edition of Cinema Review, and see you guys on the next one.